couple months into the relationship, we were on the rocks. I got a job at a strip club.
And you wonder why she distrusted you.
He started acting mighty strange, lying to me. This one chick was sending him naked pictures.
We decided to purchase a truck.
There was a load that broke down.
We picked the load up. It was already damaged, the load.
Yeah.
You
The
lying.
load.
His two crackhead drivers.
Well, we don't have to call them crackhead drivers. You hired them.
Plaintiff Jason Rampersad claims his ex borrowed money from him, but never paid him back. He's suing for $1,000. Defendant Heather Smith claims her ex is a liar and a cheater who vandalized her car. She's countersuing for $687.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
This is case number 250 on the docket. Rampersad versus Smith.
We have the plaintiff, Mr. Rampersad,
Yes, sir.
and you are suing your ex-girlfriend, Heather Smith, for $1,000 for breach of contract. And she is countersuing for $687 for property damage and emotional distress. What's your argument?
Okay, obviously I'm here, I'm suing my ex-girlfriend for $1,000.
And, yeah.
I lent it to her, she was hard on times and everything.
How long were you guys together?
I would say a good 7-8 months.
Are you living together?
No,
You
we
weren't
weren't
living
living together.
No, but you had a good relationship.
Yeah, in the beginning, it was a really good relationship. We had some good times together, did some traveling, went to Philly.
You did things for her, she did things for
Yeah.
you. How did you guys meet? Not at
Mutual friends. We were friends on the social media world for a long time.
Yeah.
Creeping here and there. He
creeping
messaged
what?
me, hey,
Okay,
let's go out
I
to
admit,
lunch.
I'm kind of out of it. What does creeping...
When you just like look through pictures and you're like just trying to like get to know like what they're about, what they do, where they work at, just like on Facebook, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Her creeping me on.
Yeah,
on-
I was.
yeah.
We were creeping each other, because you admitted
Yeah,
that.
it sounds
too.
pretty creepy
well,
to me.
He slid into my DMs and was like,
Your what?
my DMs, my direct messages, and was like, hey.
Oh, DM.
Yeah. Asked to
Go
go to
ahead.
lunch. We made an exclusive.
And you, at what point did you give her a loan?
I gave her a loan in the month of May.
Okay, so midway in the relationship when it was still going good, I assume.
We were on the rocks a little bit. A couple months into the relationship, we were on the rocks. There was a little bit of mistrust on Heather's end,
She thought you were messing around.
yeah, it got a little bit crazy, from time to time.
Because you were messing around.
No. I'm a good loyal person. A little bit about me. I'm a DJ. Women love the DJs. They love to dance.
Oh, there you
they
go.
love,
Yeah.
Also, I got a job at a strip club, and I'm a strip club DJ too.
That must be difficult.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you poor thing.
it was a rocky road after
Yeah,
that.
you got to keep looking at the record going around and around. Oh, man.
Yeah.
And you wonder why she distrusted you.
Yeah.
But you decided she needed some money.
Yes.
So she says, honey, could you loan me money for any particular reason, or she just was short on cash?
Just short on bills. I said, look, I'll lend you the money. You know what I mean? It's no problem. I'm the type of person that loves to help people out. I go on mission trips to third world countries to help people out, and I also volunteer at a homeless supper
Well, good
every
for you.
Monday.
Okay, joking aside, that's great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here's the
So-
deal, though. If you two are together at the time and you love each other and you wanted to help her out, why would you say you got to pay me back?
Money's a little bit tight with me, and I just
Not enough strippers?
not enough hoes. That's what it is.
You mean enough O's on the check?
Yeah, hoes and O's. That's right.
So anyway, so you loaned her the money. Did you make it clear it was a loan?
Absolutely.
But now you're suing him because he
Yes.
damaged your property. What property
So
did he
back
damage?
October we started dating. February he started acting mighty strange, lying to me, hiding things from me, flipping his phone over. This one chick was sending him naked Snapchat pictures. Let me just say something really quick.
Sure.
This kind man over here, this eccentric man, he is the epitome of a Sour Patch Kid. 1 minute he is sweet as can be, awesome. The next minute he's flipping out, getting jobs at strip clubs, doing this, doing that.
I could get salty,
messing up
too.
my personal belongings.
This is the countersuit.
Countersuit, yes.
You're countersuing him for $687.
Yes.
You say for property damage, $487, and for emotional distress, $200. Let's deal with the property damage first. What property of yours
Okay,
are you
so-
saying he damaged?
He flipped out. Started throwing my belongings around, stomped on my Anastasia Beverly Hills makeup palettes. I had to throw that away. This is the one product that
You're
he
saying
stepped
he
on it
broke
like
this.
Godzilla.
This is what she says you broke.
Yeah, when I
Yeah.
proceeded to leave, he pinned me in with his big ass truck and decided to dent my car with his skateboard and scratched my car with his skateboard. And then, yeah. So, that's what I'm
man.
dealing with.
Some more pictures on the monitor
That's
as
not
well.
cool.
And it just sucks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it
This
does.
whole situation sucks.
All right. So what are the expenses on this? I just want to know about the damages. So we've got the $112 on the makeup palette. On the car,
I had got
let me see some estimates.
an estimate with my car. Honestly, they want to redo the whole hood. I am only countersuing him for half of the estimated totals just because I'm a fair person and
Part of it was there to begin
yeah, a
with.
lot of it, you know.
Well, that is fair. And is that the part that's $374,
Yep.
is it?
I have a contract.
Oh,
A written
let me
up
see.
contract. Yes, sir. Notarized, everything.
Oh, man.
That's right.
Well, doesn't that take the romance out of things?
I was just covering my own self. Covering my own
Not many
self.
people in the strip club cover anything. All right. I, Heather Smith, agree to paying Jason Rampersad the amount of $1,000 because of a loan that Jason Rampersad has, well, the English isn't great here, lended me. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take $1 off for grammar.
Yes.
And both of you signed it. All right, I agree. I'm not saying it's the nicest thing necessarily to do, but you did it. You have every right to do it, and she signed it. So you promised to pay him back $1,000, did you?
No.
You may have done other things to him, but you didn't pay him $1,000.
Yes.
Okay.
My car was repossessed.
Yes.
I called him, told him what was going on. He's like, well, what are we gonna do? I said, well, I gotta go to work. So he picks me up. He's like, listen, we're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna help you, blah, 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 blah. So maybe a day or so later, we agreed that he was gonna help me out with the $1,000. On the way to the bank, he decides to skirt into Freedom Drugs and asked me to sign a notary, saying like, hey, you know, he is a businessman, to cover both of our behinds,
And he
whatever.
did it, and
I signed it out of kind of like, what else am I going to do? At the
Okay.
time, I thought it was genuine, and it was. It went from being the most genuine thing anyone's ever done for me to, you know.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, like there's no terms or stipulations on that contract. He didn't say when I needed to pay him back. There wasn't a date on that saying
Okay.
when I needed to pay him back.
Well, no, I'm just saying I'm going to say you
And
need to pay him
when
back.
I broke up with
Okay.
him, 3 days later, he's in a courthouse suing me. I try to get in touch with him. Hey, I have some money for you, just
Well,
to try to do the
when-
right thing.
When I broke
When
up,
people break up, oftentimes, it's unfortunate, but oftentimes it's not pretty. In other words, they get angry, they don't behave. It's rarely the best moment in your life when you're breaking up with someone. Here's the deal. On the loan that he made to you, which you agreed to pay him $1,000, that holds. For your countersuit, for wanting the money to replace the makeup that he ruined and the $374.57 on the car damage that he was responsible for, adding that together, which comes out to what, $487? So for the plaintiff gets $1,000, you get back $487. So I find in combining the two, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $513.
remain friends, be cool, be close friends. We'll see.
Yeah,
It's going to take some time, though.
definitely.
Plaintiffs Britiany Morrow and David Bennett are suing for $3,450 in unpaid wages. Defendant, represented by his wife and company accountant Ayesha Wilson, says the plaintiffs broke their contract, so they owe nothing.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You have Morrow and Bennett versus Manning. Number 19 on the docket today.
You are the plaintiff,
Yes.
Ms. Morrow and Mr. Bennett.
Yes.
You are suing the defendant, Mr. Manning, but you are Ayesha Wilson.
Yes.
You are representing.
Yes.
You work with the company.
I'm his wife, too.
You're his wife.
Yes.
That's really working for the company. Yeah. And your company is being sued in the amount of $3,450 for unpaid wages and fuel costs. If you would tell me what the story is from your point of view.
I met Mr. Manning at a job where I was training him.
Yeah.
And after that, he left, started a box truck company, I suppose. So we decided to purchase a truck. Mr. Manning was like, hey, you should get a box truck, lease on under me, I got you.
Your business is you've got a truck and you carry things. You're a carrier.
When you're starting out like we do,
Yeah.
You need someone to have their own authority, which is what they had.
Yeah.
You can't transport freight across state lines without a DOT number.
I see.
So what you do is you lease on with a bigger carrier
I got it.
in
Oh,
order
okay.
to do it. So we leased on with them.
Okay.
we
And
took-
they hired you to.
Run for
Right.
it. Yes.
And what was
Basically.
that first trip?
To North Carolina. We went from Dallas to North Carolina, which is about 950 miles, and we went for $1,000, which they take 12%, and
Yes.
we get 88%.
Obviously, everyone was happy.
get
You
that
got
thing.
paid for what you were doing. You were happy with their service because you paid them for that first trip.
It don't matter. I still wasn't happy with it.
So then there was a load that broke down, or there was an issue, and Mr. Manning asked us to pick that load up, and that it was going to be $2,450.
And where was that?
That was in Chicago.
Okay, so someone else was carrying one of
Yes.
their loads. The truck broke down.
Yes.
They called you.
Yes.
Can you help us out here? Go to
Yes.
Chicago, pick up the load, and take it where?
To San Diego.
To San Diego.
Which,
Okay.
which for us, being a startup company, we were already in North Carolina. So what we did what was called a deadhead, which is where we don't get paid for our run from North Carolina to Chicago. But because we're a startup, we were freshly leasing under them.
Yes.
And he asked us to do it, as a favor to them, to actually go up and us not making any money.
Yeah.
And take that load. And from Chicago to San Diego, we would make $2,450.
First of all, we picked the load up in Chicago.
Right.
It was already damaged, the load.
Yeah.
You
The
lying.
load,
No,
the load
that's
has.
Okay, you're going to get a chance. Go
We
ahead.
text Mr. Manning. We told him, hey, you're aware that these pallets is damaged. He said, yes.
So you told ahead of time. You have evidence that you told
that
ahead
had
of time.
Tell
nothing
the
to do
truth.
with us.
Tell the
So
truth.
we
Yes,
got
it did.
that
It had
back.
Okay,
everything.
okay, wait, you have to wait. He's talking.
We have proof of that in text message for you, Your
Here you
Honor.
go, right here. So that's proof that we told them before that the pallet was damaged. They went on and took it to San Diego. By the time we got to about Denver, our truck had a small issue. I called the Penske, got us a new truck. We had it on there. We dropped it off at a Taco Bell in San Diego. So you're supposed to get paid 48 hours after per their contract. So we delivered the load.
Here it is, April, and we
Snowball
still have
effect.
not been paid.
Okay, let me hear from you.
Yeah.
Okay. The truck had an accident, the original truck that picked up the load. The load was not damaged when his drivers arrived to the tow yard. So his two crackhead drivers and the other driver
we
was
don't
trying
have
to get
call
the
them
load
crackhead
off
drivers.
the truck.
You hired them.
And while they were bagging up, they hit somebody else's car, which he didn't mention that either,
We
and
never
took
heard
off in
that.
his truck after they hit somebody's parked car.
What contract was
Here it
signed
says
here?
at the bottom. Each run is a separate
Yeah, I
thing. So
understand.
there's no contract.
It's two
in
highlighted
run.
areas. She's not on a contract.
And are you?
Then he finally told us the truth and said that Penske told him not to take the truck out on the road because it needed to go in for service. But he said, I was just trying to make some money, so that truck broke down. Then his drivers were so incompetent, every time I called them to get a location, they can't never tell me where they located. But anyways, when they got to Colorado, it was daytime. When they left, it was like 7, 8 o'clock at night. So here me go again, calling his customer. By the end, he getting frustrated because he thinking somebody playing games with his merchandise. He was on the phone with me. I asked him 6 times, where y'all at? And not one time they could tell me where they was at.
I have the
only
gas,
thing to
the
the
fuel charges which will show you that we weren't stuck anywhere, because you can see as they move that we went from North Carolina to Kentucky to Illinois.
No, I want to know from
Iowa.
Chicago, do you have their...
And then we have text messages where we're
We have
updating,
text message to this
he's
where
being
we've given
updated.
them, we've updated where we were going. We also have where he told us, I'm going to pay you Monday, I'm
Right.
going to pay you Tuesday,
We
and he never paid us.
Right, and we never
Still
heard.
to this day. The point is that we spent over $1,200 in fuel alone to get their load where it had to go. What they did is they got a load for $34.50 and then called us and said, oh, it's $24.50. Cheating us out of another $1,000.
So they were, in fact, moving along. Well, here.
That's different. What's dates on there?
The 19th of November, the 20th of November, the 18th
And I
of
bet you they
November.
spread it, that gas is, the times is
We
spread
only
it out
work
because they
for
were
a
stuck for
week.
13 hours sitting on the side of the road in Iowa.
Neither of you are disputing that you finally arrived in San Diego, but you did arrive 30 hours late.
No, we didn't.
When were you supposed to arrive there?
Didn't have one.
They never gave
They
us a
didn't
time.
have one.
No.
Yeah, because the truck had broke down,
Because
so they
the
had
truck had
already
broken
knew that the load wasn't going to be there on time when we
Yes, it
picked
was.
it up. That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
it
This
was.
load had a problem before
Okay.
us.
They still had more than enough time to get that load to California. The load was due by Monday. They didn't deliver it to Tuesday.
The point is, I can't imagine that when you asked them, could you get up to Chicago, get the stuff, and get it over to San Diego, that you then were negotiating what time on that Monday they would arrive. We can't say that they were late because they never signed a
21 hours
contract.
late.
They never signed a contract that said they would be there Monday morning. So if you call someone up and they drive from North Carolina to Chicago, and then from Chicago to San Diego, and you're not going to pay them, I can't imagine how that is just. So without getting into the technicalities of exactly what hour they should have arrived, there was substantial, and this is a principle of law, there is the doctrine of substantial performance. There is no question that they substantially performed what you would ask them to do to bring merchandise from Chicago to San Diego.
how that works.
So I am finding for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,450.
Thank you. Remain at the podium. Remain at the podium.
I don't care.
I'm happy. I'm
I
just,
feel great. Thank
you,
Judge Jerry.
thank you.
Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have two options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.